Welcome to the fun side of hell. I'm your host Lucifer, and today we're coming back to Bewitched Hearts. Now, before we get started, I want to just say a huge thank you to the developer who actually saw this video and was nice enough to leave me a comment. So thank you very much for that, and obviously thank you to everybody who watches, as always. So anyway, in the last episode, we ended up hexing our friend at a party, and now there is the possibility she may die. This is not the friend. This is our lovely girl Irma. Lilia was the girl we hexed. Because apparently my character's an idiot who decided to read from a strange book. But anyway, enough of the intro. Let us get back into it. Irma, she always was the strongest one in the group. If she didn't believe me right now, I'm not sure I can believe myself. I have to reread that because I can't remember if I read it before we finished the last episode, so whatever. The library. What about it? Oh. They might have a book I can decipher the writing with, or anything else by Sybil. It's not too far from here. We need to hurry. Let's go. Lilia, we will save you. Damn right we will. 8 p.m. 4 hours until midnight. Well, that's not a lot of time. We weave our way through the busy city streets with the mid-October sunset dyeing the sky a harsh red. As if the remnants of summer were still lingering about, the air is warm and humid, fighting what is now the midst of fall. Ah, it's hot. I told you we should have had a drink before we left. But, the more time we spend dawdling about, the less time we have to save Lilia. I'd rather die from this heat than have her dead. Look, there it is. Irma skips ahead of me, pointing towards a fairly modern, lavish building in the distance. You seem excited. Excited is the wrong word. We have to save Lilia, right? She smiles as she says it, but inside, like me, she's worried. Right. Who's to say what will happen? But right now, we both have to try our best. That's what she'd do for us. I follow after Irma, the two of us making our way towards the library. I can't remember the last time I came here, but for certain it was probably a happier occasion. We made our approach on the building, staring at our reflections in the glass-paned windows as we head towards the doors. Stop looking at my reflection when I'm right in front of you. Who said I was looking at you? Well, why wouldn't you? I'm cute after all. You are adorable. That is not a lie. Did she really just say that? I believe she did. Did you really just say that? Good job, call her out. Irma pouts as she walks towards the library's entrance. For some reason, her behavior seems a little off. Her arm reaches out to the door handle, but as I stand by her side, I notice it won't budge, no matter how hard she tries. This is a very common conundrum I have with doors, especially when I'm going to shops and they don't open. It turns out, surprisingly, they're closed. Who knew? Why won't it open? I think it's locked. I look up at the door. A small paper sign hangs taped to the inside window. Closed. See? Deductions. It's closed. Well, of course it is. The library opens open this late and on Halloween. I know that. But then what are we going to do? Irma's once determined expression has quickly shifted to one of panic. She begins pacing back and forth. Calm down. As much as I don't want to admit it, she's right. If we can't get inside, then there's no way we'll be able to decode this book by midnight. Maybe we can get in around the back. We're gonna break into a library? Really? I like it. What? We're breaking in? Shh. Silly ass. Shut up. When she puts it like that, I sound like a criminal. Maybe because you are, but I like it. But is it really such a bad thing to save someone so important to me? Maybe. I look around, both in an attempt to gather my thoughts and to find another way in. We can't give up, and the door certainly isn't going to stop us. Come on, this way. I began walking towards the back of the large building. It looks bigger and more ominous at night. So we are breaking in. Irma follows me with a panicked expression, but the sparkle in her eyes tells a different story. It's the same look I see when she's excited. A new idea, a new burst of motivation. I've worked with her long enough to know what she's like. Irma quickly takes a spot by my side as the two of us head around the rear of the building. Also, I didn't mention this in the first episode, and I probably should have done. I love the music in this game as well. I love the art style of the characters. I love the art style. Well, I say art style of the background. Is it art style or is it just pictures? Either way, it looks amazing. It really fits the tone of the actual storyline. But yeah, I love the music as well. It's so good. Neither of us make an attempt to be sneaky. No one would visit the library at this time on Halloween anyway. We walk up to the closest fire exit we can find. We need to do whatever it takes to save Lilia. And not yawning is a good start. I approach the door as Irma steps behind me, as if she were watching my actions intently. Taking a small run up, I push my weight against the door in an attempt to get inside, but alas, it doesn't budge. We're shocked. It won't open. I try a few more times out of desperation, but it doesn't move an inch. Well, it's a fire door. It's not going to open from the outside. Why do you look so smug? I guess you're right. I probably should have thought about that beforehand. Also, another point, sorry, I keep going into different points. Another point, the developer who commented actually pointed out that there is no deeper meaning to... Pardon me. There's no deeper meaning to the donkey head from the previous episode. I don't know why I thought there would be, but there is no deeper meaning to the donkey head, so case closed on that. Damn. The more we try, the harsher it feels inside. It's a feeling I despise. Uselessness. I feel that a lot. There must be some other way. There has to be. Maybe we can call up the librarian and say it's an emergency. Feelings of despair wash over me as I stare towards the ground. Without contempt for my surroundings, I grasp onto anything I can think of. How about a brick? Put the window through. Irma was silent for a few moments, and then... What if I... Before I can lift my head, I hear a loud shatter as Irma lets out a faint yelp. What? Ah! I didn't expect it to be that loud. Did she use a brick? You're not helping either. Looking in the direction of the noise, my eyes trace their way upwards from a pile of shattered glass towards a small broken window. Yes, she did use a goddamn brick. See? You break a window! She didn't, did she? She did. What's that look for? I thought we were breaking in. But isn't that a bit much? Do you want to go to prison? Prison? Well, I'm not being serious, but... I don't want to go to prison. They're not going to serve foie gras in prison, are they? What? Hang on. I just thought she was really smug. I didn't realize she was... I just gave her the smuggest voice I could find, because that's how she appeared, and now I found out that she is of the higher class. Interesting. Calm down. I'm pretty sure your expensive taste would be the least of your problems. Anyhow, stop worrying. We're not going to prison. At least I don't think we are. Are we? Find out in the next episode. Yeah, you're right. Anyway, we can get in through the window. Just don't cut yourself on the glass. Did you hit your head? The window's too high to reach. Oh, well, obviously you'll have to lift me up. I'm certainly not lifting you. You up? When was the last time you dieted, huh? Did you just call me fat? That's it. Push the chibi through the window. I ignore the rude remark of someone who indulges in copious amounts of foie gras, foie gras and triple cream brie. Gross. I don't even know what foie gras is. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know anything. Alright. Irma walks towards the window, turning her head in just a way so that her face is out of my sight. Come on, since it's shattered, I can't reach into the window and unlock it from the inside. Then, oh, hang on, let me read that again. Come on, since it's shattered, I can reach into the window and unlock it from the inside. Then we can crawl through. She says, as underconfident as she appears. I guess if we're gonna save Lilia, we're gonna have to take risks like these. Risking an illegal break-in is nothing compared to losing our friend. Lift me up. As she stands with her back facing me, I approach Irma from behind as she reaches up to the window and place my hands on her hips. Watch it. It tickles a bit. Nice ass. Somebody was gonna think it, I'm saying it. You told me to. Irma turns to me and pouts before facing the window yet again. Just what's wrong with this girl? Maybe your hands are on her ass. Do you ever think of that? She's wearing a skirt as well. Okay, I'm ready. She says, albeit with a ragged breath. I guess that's my cue to hoist her up. With steady hands, I raise Irma up towards the window. She's lighter than I expected. Her skin feels smooth. Sometimes I forget Irma's a girl. Almost there, just a bit more. A gust of wind suddenly ruffles her skirt as I avert my eyes while I assume she's unlocking the window. Don't look! I'm not! Soon enough, she becomes weightless as she crawls through the small window, disappearing inside before a small thud. Ow! Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. There's a bit of glass on the floor, so watch your landing. Can you get in? I'll try. Taking a few steps back, I prepare myself for a run up to the window, enough so that I can reach the ledge and hopefully climb through. Now that she's opened it, I don't have to worry too much about slicing my hands open on shards of glass, at least. Well, here goes nothing. Without hesitation, I pick up my base and make a leap for the window, barely managing to hold on as I attempt to wriggle my way through. You're lucky. You're smaller than me. Chibi. Very tiny. Is that a compliment or an insult? Soon enough, I managed to slip my way through the window, landing on the floor with a thud in the same comical manner as Irma. It's fairly dark in the library, only small slivers of light filter through the windows. Well, we're in. Apologies for the yawn. I don't condone property damage, but that was a good call on your part. Thanks, Irma. She looks away from me with a blush. I didn't do anything worth thanking me for. Anyway, let's just go and see if we can find any clues about that book. With a huff, Irma begins a path towards the main concourse of the library. I decide to follow suit, raising myself up off the floor as I pat myself down. Wait for me. I chase after her, and soon enough arrive back at her side, the two of us now alone in this empty, dusty building. Wait, wouldn't they have cameras in here? Oh, maybe we're heading for prison after all. Let's just say we were lost. Yeah, because they're gonna buy that. Good job. Irma ends her sentence with a subdued, nervous laugh, as if she were brushing off the situation we found ourselves in. That aside, how should we go about Sorry for the yawn. How should we go about decoding this book? You're just going to ignore that we might be future inmates? There's no use worrying about trouble now. You don't need to shout. Irma looks towards the floor with a dejected expression. I guess the stress of everything has merely made itself manifest. I'm sorry. It's okay. You care about Lilia, right? So we need to do our best together. She's right. Seeing her like this, her face lit by the dim light shining through the windows. It'd be wrong for me not to say something meaningful in return. We're going to save her. I care about you too. Oh, sneaky game. I feel like I know the correct answers if we can go down Lilia route, so I'm just gonna go with that. And I apologize if people get mad at me. We're gonna save her. That's why we're gonna save her. Because we're both doing our best. I couldn't have come this far without you, Irma. After all, it was your idea to break the window, right? Irma pouts. So you're saying you'll testify against me? Yes. I laugh and bat Irma a smile. Even now, we can have silly times like this. I don't think she was joking. Hopefully, those times will return. For the three of us. Shouldn't be looking for clues. Right. I make my way to the nearest bookshelf, looking for anything that'll give us any hint of solving this mystery. Lucifer? What exactly are we meant to be looking for again? A book. Right, sorry. Everything happened so fast. The author's name is Sybil, so everything you can find by her. Sybil what? That's a weird name. Hey, what about this? Irma shows me a book she randomly picked up from a shelf in cursive Latin. Irma, that's just cursive Latin. Well, how am I supposed to know the difference? I can't read witch. Isn't that your job? Well, we wouldn't be in this situation if you could read the spell book. I can only read some of it. Oh, if I could read the spell book, sorry. I can only read some of it. And why the spell worked is a mystery to me. What do you mean? My mom never had any strange powers, and well, I'm a guy. I never met my grandmother, but I know she had powers. My parents used to fight about it all the time, even when I was a child. In the end, I never even got to meet my grandmother before she passed away. Not that I would have wanted to, after seeing what witchcraft does. Lucifer, I'm sorry. I didn't know. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have brought it up. It's not, Irma. You didn't know. Anyway, we have to find Lilia. It was really difficult for me growing up, dealing with their constant fighting. But Lilia? That's right. Lilia is the one who pushed me to write. She's the one who saved me. It was so long ago, but I still remember it so clearly. Are we going to a backstory? I'm gonna save. Hang on. There we go. Ooh, we're in a bathroom. Or a child's room. We're in a child's room, not a bathroom, because no bath or toilet. Hang on, I'm getting a drink. Oh, it's Dad's voice. Okay. He seems like an angry person. They're freaks! And you want to go back to them? Isn't that why you ran away from me in the first place? Mother's voice. I don't think she's gonna be angry. Let's think. But she's my mother. She's dying. I could clearly hear my parents fighting a few rooms away from us. Come on, Annie. You know what it was like growing up in that household. You know how much you hated it. And you want to put that on our son? Hey? Snap. A nervous but determined little voice called out to me, followed by the snap of her fingers. Oh. Guys, child Lily is adorable. We're protecting child Lilia. We're going to protect the real Lilia, too. I'm protecting everybody.
Which book will you read to me today? You're so good at storytelling.
No, Lilia, I don't really feel like reading today. I've already read them all in a thousand times.
But what about Prince Philip or Princess Auroria? I want to know what happened.
What's the point? Philip saves Auroria from the evil witch, blah blah blah. They have a happy ending. They're all the same story. I huffed and looked away from Lilia. The sadness and patheticness in her eyes made me mad. She's adorable. You leave her alone. She never had to go through any of this. The shouting continued. I felt numb to it by now.
But Lucifer.
What, Lilia? I already said no. I threw one of the picture books on the ground. It opened to the page of the evil witch, Samantha, imprisoning Princess Diana Sands. It was our favorite book. She loved to look at the pictures while I read to her. She said it made the characters come alive. Kinda like I do for VNs. I like this. This is cool. But Lilia didn't back down, even though she was slightly shaking, nervous. She looked at me with determination in her eyes. I couldn't return her gaze. What is it?
You and me.
Huh?
You and me, we're going to write a book together. Something new. Something way, way, way better. And it can be whatever you want.
Well, but Lilia, you can hardly read, let alone write. Poor girl. You leave her alone, damn it. Then I'll draw the pictures. Oh, sorry, hang on.
Go back. Then I'll draw the pictures.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was Lilia. I wrote the name wrong. Lilia had already started grabbing some of my crayons and paper.
Here.
She said, thrusting a pencil in my face.
I don't have all day, you know. My drawings are really, really good.
Lilia had already begun drawing with a rare and fiery intensity. I allowed myself to be swept up into the escape she created. Since then, Lily and I never stopped writing, never stopped drawing. It became our little bond. When we were down, we would draw, we would write. Before we knew it, Lily and I had formed an kind of intense bond, but one that was different, strange and matured from when we were children. It felt more fragile. Lilia, I really... Lucifer, are you okay? I'm fine, I just got lost in my thoughts. You know, Lilia is the one who encouraged me to write. She saved me in a way. I see. But... I know I haven't known you nearly as long as you've known Lilia. So maybe I don't have the right to say anything, but I think you don't give yourself enough credit, Lucifer. Lilia might have saved you once, but right now, in all these years, Lucifer, you have saved yourself and many others with your writing, your creativity. You really inspire me. I mean, I wouldn't agree to be your editor if I didn't think you had talent. And now, you write for yourself, don't you? Oh, I guess. Just don't let it get to your head, okay? I know. Thanks, Irma. She smiles back at me. Okay, let's look for books by Sybil for now. We move our way around several bookshelves, tracing each letter one by one. P, Q, R... One sec. Okay, we should be okay. S. It's what? It's cliffhanger! You guys know I love cliffhangers. We're gonna leave this episode here. Because you guys know I love to leave you guys with cliffhangers. So that was fun, learning about his past a little bit, learning about how adorable Lilia was. Pardon me, that was rude. Learning how adorable Lilia was as a child, and now we get to see her grown up. You probably can't see her face because I'm covering her face. Anyway, not the point. You all know what she looks like. If you don't, then please feel free to watch the first episode again. Hopefully my face wasn't covering it. Anyway, I like leaving you guys on cliffhangers, so today I'm going to leave you on another one. But fear not, we will find out what it is that she found in the next episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe as I have more of this and a lot of other games coming out very soon. And I will see you all in the next episode. See you later, guys.